Trying to get myself together. Good evening. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Tara. Wanda. Come on in, you guys. Danielle, I see you guys. Miss Madeline. Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Feel like I'm struggling tonight just with my thoughts and everything. Don't know what's happening with me, but I'm glad you guys are here. So I guess I'll talk about something. I got something prepared, though, I will say that. I just feel a little off tonight. I'm sorry. Let me get my notes together. Just feel a little off. I don't know why. But we're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. So tonight I'm not here to help everybody, as I say every week, but I am here to help somebody. So if that somebody is you, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm glad you're here. We're going to try to stretch this thing for an hour, talk to you for a little bit. But I would love for you guys to talk back to me. Hey, Red, I see you. Sister Armstrong, thank you for joining me. Hi, Avis. Going to talk to you tonight on the topic of you got this. You got this. And this is a self conversation. I try to bring you guys stuff that I've read, that I've dealt with during the week, or that I'm dealing with personally, but just to share with you, to let you know I'm just like you. And got my own stuff that I deal with, my own insecurities, my own life, my own, things going on. And so I'm not above you because I come and I share with you every Tuesday night, but I wrestle with things just like you do, especially that mental thing, that mindset that, we all have. It tries to overtake us. It tries to keep us down. But I find myself saying, Natalie, you got this. You can do it. You can get it done. You can make it happen. And you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do this. And I was thinking about, I shared with you guys a few weeks ago or last week, my book will be here soon. We've ordered books, and the books will be available on Amazon and in a few weeks. But I'm working on another book. And I was thinking about a process that we go through, how there's so much in us. Hey, Tam, so much in us that we deny, and we tend to focus more on, and I don't know if it's just our nature, but we tend to focus more on what we can't do than what we can do. We tend to give ourselves more leeway, more rope, more space to be negative and to be downtrodden and to be hopeless, than to be, positive and to be strong and to be sure and to be confident. It's like the negative things, we just feed on it and we go with it. But the positive stuff, we hear so much good stuff, and we more so rely on what the negative stuff is, or the hard way or the difficult way, rather than, getting our strength, getting our second wind and pushing forward and making things happen. And I personally find myself sometimes drifting to what isn't, or what I can't do, or what the negative is. With everything that I know, the same for you, with everything that you know, everything that you've witnessed that is good, all the positive things that that happen, is so easy to lose thought. And we talked about detours and distractions. So easy to lose thought, to get off track and go to what's negative, to go to the hard part, to look at what isn't right rather than to look at what is right. And so for me personally, I find myself withdrawing sometimes from people, because not because people are negative, but sometimes because I just need to get my own thoughts together. And when you're in a place where you're trying to get your own thoughts together, you just don't want to be in an environment where the environment is not helping you to get your thoughts together. So sometimes you might have to step away from some people, and we have a hard time stepping away from people because we're attached emotionally. But I'm learning in my life personally, what I want to accomplish, what I want to do. I don't want to be with people who will possibly write a book. I want to be with the people who are writing books if I'm supposed to write a book. I don't want to be with the people who talk about being successful, or who talk about where they want to go in their life, but they're not doing anything to get there. I understand the emotional attachment, but at this point in the game in my life, I want to be in an environment that feeds me, and not so much, but that, listen to me, an environment that feeds me, but also more so in an environment that needs me. Because when I'm in an environment over here where I'm being fed, I can come out of that environment and then go to an environment where I can give what I've received, or I can share it. But that middle environment where there's nothing happening and we're just having a good time and we're just meeting and greeting and eating, and there's no advancement and there's no growth and there is no evidence of change, and every year looks the same way, the same, we're doing the same thing, acting the same way, being the same way, our conversation is the same, we're believing God for the same things. It's that middle ground. Over here, I want to be in a place where, they're feeding me. But that middle ground where there's nothing happening but a good time. And then I want to go over here where they need me. And because I know I can give something good because I've received something good. But most of us are stuck in that middle ground. And you got to be mindful. And that's where I'm that process of, longing for and da 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 da. And you have to kind of get yourself together and go, look around you. I was thinking about that. Who's shoulder to shoulder with me? Who's shoulder to shoulder with me, and who's in front of me? Who's talking in my ear to tell me, Natalie, you got this. You can make it. You can do this. You can write these books, and you can do all of it. Because sometimes society says you can't do all of it. You can't be a mother, own a business, have a job, get your degree, be a wife, blah, 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 be a nurse, be a doctor. Society says you can't do all of it. And you can do all of it because we do what we want to do. We do what feels good. We do what we like to do. But if you can want to do all of it, you can do all of it, and you can do all of it in excellence, and you can do all of it well. You can do all of it, but you got to think about who's in your ear, who's shoulder to shoulder with you. Who are you talking to? Because there are some people who are doing all of it, and that middle ground is just doing one way. It's just doing one thing. That middle space, not the feeding and not the needing, but that middle place, that's the comfort zone, and that comfort zone says, well, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to stay the task right here, and I'm just going to do this because this is what, and the Lord said, do this right here. When he said, I put something in you that's as wide and as deep and as far as you can see the ocean, and you limit yourself to that little kiddie pool. You have kiddie pool mentality that denies you and keeps you stuck, and it tells you you can't do it. You can't do it. And so you have to have that self-talk with yourself, and you got to tell yourself, I got this. I got this. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care that I have a degree. I don't care that what society says, because people have degrees and they're still broke. People have degrees and their marriages are still broken. And so I'm not knocking a degree, but don't put it up here, because the power is not in what you go get to make you. The power is in what God put in you to make you. So anything that you get on the outside of you is extra. Don't do the comparison thing. Don't look at other people. Just look at who God made you to be, who you're supposed to be. And then find the people to get shoulder to shoulder with you, or to put in front of you that can actually help you get to where you need to go. I don't want to talk a good walk. I want to walk the good walk. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to live it. I want to be it. I want to do it. I saw a post today and it said, wealth is not riches. Wealth is the opportunity to give you more choices in life. I don't want to be rich and famous. I want to be wealthy and have many choices, because when I'm wealthy, I can be fed properly. Come on here with what I need. I can pay for what will make me better. And I can pay good money for what will make me better. And then I can meet the needs of several people to make them better. If I'm wealthy, but if I'm poor and broke, I can't do nothing but pray for you. I can't do anything for you but pray for you. But if I have wealth, listen, wealth gives you many more options. And I don't mean vacations and a house and a car and stuff. I don't mean that, but it gives you the opportunity to get more stuff, to be able to be fed, and then to be able to meet needs. And you got to avoid that middle ground that says, you know what, I'm a victim to life. Listen, self-doubt is what lives in that middle ground. Over here, I want to be fed. And over here, I need to meet the need. And over here, I'm in pursuit of getting better. And over here, I'm helping other people get better. Only two things in life. Over here, I'm building and doing everything God told me to do to be my best self. And then over here, I'm taking everything that I received that's making my life better, and I'm using it to make the lives of other people better. But what I try to avoid is that middle ground. But every now and then you might find yourself sitting in that place, in that comfort zone that says, well, my life is good. I am blessed. Tell me what that means. I mean, like, really, somebody type that for me. Tell me what that statement means. Well, I am blessed. Might not have everything I want. Might not do that. That's an average statement. When he said, I made you to be more than a conqueror, it's an average statement that makes me comfortable. It makes me justify my mediocrity. It makes me accept average. And then it tells me it's okay to have people around me who are just like me, average. And here it is. Life can give you 100%, and you're sitting in your everyday average life, and you're settling for maybe 40% of what life should actually be for you. Of all the capability, the possibility in you, we settle for the middle ground because it's too hard to be fed. It's too much information. And then with what I'm being fed, I'm not really willing to change and do it. I'm okay. At least I'm better than. We do the comparison game and we look at people who don't have what we have, or who is not where we are. And we go, well, I'm okay. I don't really need to advance forward. I don't really need to be better. And we don't even we're never compelled to go among people to help them get to where we are. You're just concerned about where you are, and at least I'm better than you. And that's not what life is. Listen to me. That's not what life is. Some of us are afraid of success. And success, listen to me. It's not money. It's being able to balance my life and to have choices, to be able to go and take care of the needs of other people and still to be able to grow and be everything I'm supposed to be in my own life. And then be able to leave a legacy, or to live a legacy that my children can pick up and follow as I live my legacy. I see my children walking my legacy out. Some of us are afraid of that. Some of us are afraid of stepping out of what the normal is, what's easy for us. Some of us are afraid of growth. Some of us are afraid of the responsibility of having to help other people to make their lives better. Some of us don't even try. Some of us are just content with our lives just being enough. And what happens is that self thing shows up. And that self thing, that self-doubt, that self-pity, that thing that keeps you indecisive, it shows up. It shows up. I remember years ago, one of the gentlemen in my class said, I have a problem with being indecisive, with indecisiveness. I can't make decisions. I can't make sound decisions that would make me better. And some of us are like that. We live in a state of indecisiveness. Oh, well, I already got this. I got this in my hand. So why would I strive for that? There was a cliche my mother would say, a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. And I'm thinking about some of the things that was said as we were growing up, and it didn't make it made sense. But when you start wanting to grow and you want to start pursuing what life has for you, some of that is nonsense. And I'm coming to understand, okay, that's true. At least, and what it's saying is, at least I got this. I'm not going to get more, but at least I got one. And we get content to stay at least. At least I have one. At least I'm not. At least I'm not. And that's the dangerous position of comparison. At least I'm not. And you won't be held accountable for what you compared yourself, how you compared yourself to other people. You won't be accountable for that. You're going to be held accountable for what you didn't use, for everything in you that you denied because you were afraid to go higher, because you were sitting back saying, well, that's their job. That's not for me. I'm just supposed to. I was just thinking yesterday how some people believe they're doing God a service because they show up to church. Well, I serve the Lord. You didn't serve him because you came to worship him. You didn't serve him. Serving God takes you out of who you are, out of your comfort zone, out of what you feel, what you think, what you want to do. Serving God takes you away from your life, away from your family, away from your own personal agenda. And some people think, I made it to church, so I did my thing for the Lord this week. And that's not what it is. That's a part of that self thing. That's that middle ground stuff. Just enough. I do just enough. I make just enough to pay my bills and save a little bit. I do just enough. And there's no more. And we believe that there's no more in me than just enough. But it is. And so what robs us of how much more we can give or how much more we can be is my self-doubt. And that's from the highly wealthy down to the lowest person, from the educated down to the lowest person. Don't tell me what you went and accomplished on the outside and that makes you okay. Nope. Because I see people with money. I see people with education. I see people with great jobs. I see people healthy. I see people sick. I see people single. I see people married. I see white people. I see black people. I talk to Hispanic people. And people are people. But the thing is, we're not people from the outside in. We're people from the inside out. And so what makes us the same is the struggles are the same. So you had just enough to go accomplish that, but everything else in your life is a mess. You had enough focus and attention to go do that, but everything else in my life might be falling apart. I do have a great job and a great education, but it hasn't taught me like to clean up my house. It hasn't taught me to have discipline in my health and to exercise and to eat right and to take care of myself. It didn't go that far. We didn't cover that in getting the degree or getting the career. We didn't cover that part. So I've sat with doctors at Children's Hospital who have just come to talk about their families because everybody sees them as doctor, chief, somebody. And they just want to come talk to somebody who sees them as a person. And they would just come and talk about their marriage, or they would just come and talk about their 17-year-old son, or they would just come and share whatever their teenager is going through that they can't fix. And here you are, the Dr. So-and-so. We're still human from the inside out. So nothing on the outside makes you who you are. It's who you are on the inside that makes you who you are. And that's why we can accomplish some things. But if you don't intentionally work on being better from the inside, you hide what isn't right. We put on stage what is right, but we hide what isn't right. We conceal what isn't right, and we give people just enough to see. But the thing that we battle with all the time, and everybody battles with it, and you have to be mindful of it, because if you don't check it, it'll put you in that middle space, the comfort zone, and it'll keep you there until you leave the earth. Until you die. It'll keep you complacent. It'll keep you stuck. It'll keep you bound to comfort, and it's just enough. It'll keep you connected to average for the rest of your life, and you'll only accomplish just enough. And so what happens is in that middle place, that comfort zone, self-doubt lives in the comfort zone. And when nobody else is in your comfort zone with you, self-doubt is always there. I can assure you, when you get to that comfortable place, self-doubt is there with the waiter with the handkerchief on his arm. Yes, may I help you? How is it that you want to think today? What is it that you choose not to do today? I can help you with that. So self-doubt comes in, is waiting for you, but then self-doubt starts to become overwhelming. I'm such a negative thinker. I'm not thinking positive. I can't think myself out of this situation. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so depressed. I can't think myself through this. And we don't. Why? We don't know. We just assume self-doubt is a process. We just assume self-doubt it's just a part of life. But self-doubt will have you questioning everything that you believe. Everything that you believe, whether it's God or whatever you say you believe spiritually, whatever your parents taught you, all the good stuff in your life, it'll have you overlook all the good stuff and have you believe, God walked out on me. My kids don't love me. My husband, my friends, my self-doubt will have you in a place. It will overwhelm you. It'll start having you question everything that you believe. Self-doubt will have you pondering the smallest task. Well, what do you mean the smallest task? I'll use myself for an example. Natalie, just get up and go walk today for an hour. Go walk for a couple of hours. Just get out, go look at that beautiful scenery. Look at those beautiful mountains with the snow-capped mountains, and the sun is shining and it's beautiful outside. And you might even see some coyotes and mountain lions or something. Why don't you go walk? And then self-doubt comes in and says, tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it when I feel like I can't. Well, I don't feel like Self-doubt will have you pondering the smallest task, the smallest thing, out shopping, whatever it is. Self-doubt will have you pondering the smallest task. And when you look up, it's 30 days that have passed and I haven't done anything because self-doubt gave me reason not to do. Self-doubt gave me reason not to be successful in that part of my life. And that part of my life might be this big, this much. Just that little bit, just self-doubt will say, well, you should go on and get it because you haven't done. When I really know, you know what? I shouldn't be even spending this money. I shouldn't even be doing this. Why don't you go back and register for school? Go take one class. I'm not telling you to go and get a full load and overwhelm yourself and you got to go to school for 8 hours. No. Go take one course. I said to someone, if you want to be good at what you do, go take one course. Sign up for one course. And self-doubt comes in and says, going back to school, I just can't. I'm a certain age and my mind is not. And we do what we want to do. Self-doubt will have you pondering the smallest task and will get you to the point where you deny it. Sometimes, listen, it's not anybody else interrupting my thoughts. Most of the time it's me. It's easy to say, well, they didn't, and well, if they had, and then when my parents, and if I could just, and you know what my doctor said, and then those people told me, and my neighbors, and then my sister, and my friends just walked out. Sometimes God is trying to move people out of your life for a reason. And you fighting him on every tooth and nail. You crying because people left. You upset because you're not connected anymore. And God is saying, I'm trying to get you to a place. I'm trying to shift you from comfort to feeding to what you actually need to be better. And here you are crying and upset about what you lost. And I'm trying to get you to a new place. Maybe you didn't lose the people. Maybe I just put them over here until you get to where you need to be or until you accomplish what you need to accomplish. Maybe I moved the people because the people were a distraction to your process. Maybe I moved the people because you were becoming that. Because you were becoming comfortable. Maybe I moved everybody away from you and it looked like, they just walked away from you because they don't love you anymore. Maybe it was orchestrated by me. He says, in that self-doubt, that self-pity, that self-esteem thing, it robs you of the lesson. It robs you of what God is teaching you. When something happens, listen, and you step away. Lord, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to teach me? You're distracted. And I needed to move some people. I needed to move some stuff. You're distracted. And I put too much in you for you to stay exactly where you are. You're looking around at everybody else saying you are right because you're looking at everybody else. I want you to look in the mirror and tell me that you are right. He says, I want you to look at my word and tell me that you're okay. Look at my word. Stop looking at everybody else, comparing yourself, and look in the book. Look in the mirror and tell me that you're okay. And you know what we tend to do? We tend to look at less than us, but we never look at more than us and challenge ourselves to come higher. We look at less than us and we pat ourselves on the back. I dare you to look at more in front of you and challenge yourself to go higher. Stop running from what you actually need to make you better. I have people come to me every week, call me, text me, message me at church, wherever you see them. Hey, I would do mentorship, but don't do mentorship. But you know what the first thing they say is money. But I got to get my money. Get your money together. Get your money together. Get your money together. Because if money is going to stop you from being fed, you're going to always need something. You're going to always be hungry on the inside. Because if I know it's going to make me better, I'm going to get it. Self-doubt shows up, and it shows up in many forms. It shows up and tells me I don't have the money to do it. But we oftentimes buy what we want to buy. When I think about what I've spent to get my hair done down through the years, not anymore. Not anymore. When I think about what I've spent my money on that I thought was making me better. And so I don't deny me to be better. If it's a conference, if it's something I need to learn, I'm going to get it. Self-doubt will show up and tell you you don't have the money. It'll show up and tell you you too thin, you too heavy, you too dark, you too light, you're female, you're a man, you're from nobody in your family did it. Self-doubt will show up in various forms, and it shows up to interrupt how you should be thinking, to cause you to think the other way. It's nobody else. It's nobody else interrupting me. It's nobody else It's not people talking about me so bad that I can't go and pursue whatever I need to pursue in my life. It's not other people talking about me so bad that my feelings are so hurt, and I just can't believe that that's what they would do. It's not that. It's not that other people have stepped away from you and you can't live without them. It's not that. It's self-doubt, and self-doubt will rob you. Come on here. Of the success you're supposed to have in your life. Somebody said, for us as Christians, we're saved, but our lives are a mess. That's the truth. We can quote the scripture, God does things decently and in order. But what does my space look like? What does my house look like? What does my mind look like? My space in here, my heart look like, my soul looks like. What does it look? What does it look like? I'm going to heaven. But my husband says Sunday, what is the process for you from when you get to come to God and when you get to heaven? What's in between the space? What does the dash say? And is self-doubt dominant in your life? That self-doubt keeps you comfortable, it keeps you with the same friends, doing the same thing all the time. We just always struggling. I'm gonna live my whole life struggling. Come on, think about that. You can't tell me that's the will of God. That's what the Lord would have for you. That is a lie. Read the book. I just shared with you guys last week where Solomon went to God and said, God, give me wisdom and give me direction. And because his request pleased God, God also made him wealthy, which means God gave him greater options to live this life. We're gonna struggle our whole lives. My whole life is just a struggle. It's just one disappointment. And I have moments that I feel good, but I don't have a movement of a great life. I have moments where good things happen. And we've gotten in the habit of celebrating the moments, come on here, and not making this a standard that we live by on a regular basis. I don't want moments of goodness. I don't want moments of success. I want it to be a lifestyle. I want it to be a way of living. I want to be able to say, no, marriage does work. I love when people say, oh, girl, being married ain't all men. That's a lie. Girl, kids these days, not my kids these days. I like to say that. I'm here to defy the odd. I'm here to do something different. And if you want to stay in that middle zone of comfort, stay there. If you want to stay in that place of self-doubt, stay there. But I'm telling you tonight, listen, you don't have to stay there. You got this. And it's more in you than you give yourself credit for. Listen to me. And if you shift your paradigm a little bit and look a little to the left, it's greater waiting for you. It's much more waiting for you. But you got to decide, what kind of life do I want to live? But then when you write that type of life down on paper, am I willing to go get that kind of life? Am I willing to do what it takes to get that kind of life? Am I willing to do, what am I willing to do to have that kind of life? And the first thing that it might mean is, you know what, in order to get that type of life, I got to step away from some people because they don't think like that. And when you start trying to share things with people, come on here, where you want to go, people come with their self-doubt for you. You ever have that happen to you? Be mindful of who you sharing, where you going with. Because all of us sometimes I told you, live in that place of self-doubt. Some people step in and step out. Ooh, I remember that. I can't go back. Some people pass by it. I don't want anything to do with that. But some people live in that place. And when you go to share some things with people, they can't see it. They're not supposed to see what God told you for you. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to. I was talking to my kids the other day. I said, when you share with people, yeah, this is and this is the dynamics, and this is how it is, and this is the standard, and these are the values we live by. I said, and when people say to you, every family ain't like that. Everybody can't do that. They're not your friend. Because if I'm interested in being better, what I would say is, can you teach me that? When I hear something that grabs my spirit and I know it's going to make me better, well, yeah, I did this and this is what I do and this is my standard and this is how I make it happen and this is the plan. Either I'm going to say, ooh, you're doing too much. I'm not ready. Or I'm going to be compelled to say, you know what? Can you teach me that? You got a book? If I'm listening to a podcast or a video or something on YouTube, how do I get that? How do I get that to be better? But when you're not ready for it, you say stupid stuff like, well, that ain't everybody. Oh, so now you just going to be this great person. They're not ready. And they're trying to bring their self-doubt to your life. And you need to separate from those people. That's where you need to step away from those people. Listen, I had a lot of people tell me what I can't do because I've been a housewife, because I raised all of my children, because I stayed home and raised all of my children. I've had a ton of people tell me what won't work for me because I don't have any work experience, any business, any whatever that is. And my thinking is, you know how many people that work a job and that's in a business or work for a company or they got their degrees and they look successful, that have sat down at my table, that I have helped, that I have counseled and coached and ministered to and all of that. So you can't tell me what I don't possess. I don't possess what you think I should possess. I possess what God gave me. Be mindful of people once you conquer your self-doubt who want to interject their self-doubt into your life. And so I don't have that conversation with people anymore about what I can't do because my qualifications don't fit what theirs are, or because my qualifications don't fit the standards of what the world is. Your qualifications come from God. And so what the world says, this is what you need. God says you need what I gave you. And you told yourself, well, I need to go get this and then you go get it and you don't even feel stronger. You don't feel bigger. You don't feel, it didn't put you ahead like you expected. Because your thinking didn't change. You had enough discipline to pursue that, but your thinking didn't change to cover your entire life. Because God says, when I give you something, it's going to change your whole life. And you don't have to tell anybody. Everybody will see it. And they'll know it. And when you start stepping away from some stuff, stepping away from some people, they know it's a difference. Step away and go write your book. Step away and go start your business. Step away and go build your company. Step away and go do whatever you need to do for your health. Step away and go build your marriage. Pull away and go make your children great. Step away and become who you need to be. But you can't do it in the company of self-doubters. You got this. If you want to make it happen, you got this. It's already in here. And I'll go to my grave just saying this to you guys. Stop demeaning yourself. Stop beating yourself down. Stop talking to the same people that cannot lift you, that don't make you better. They love you, but that's all they can give you is love. They can't push you higher. They can't challenge you to grow. They can't show you how to get there. And I'm just in a place where I'm done with that part. I did that part for years. And when you have something in you that says, I want more from life, where are the people that can get me to more? Where are the people that can get me to my God-fulfilling purpose? I don't want the people around me that doubt. I don't want the doubters around me. And I have to, so you'll find yourself saying, you know what, I got this. I just got to get around the right people to feed me. I got to get around the right cooks. Because I've been around people that's been serving up self-doubt. I need to get around people that are serving up something big and something positive. I want to be around people that are going to challenge me to be better. That's going to open up my mindset. That's going to cause me to think deeper, harder, wider. I want to be around people I don't want to just take nice vacations, but I need you to compel me to come higher and to be more and to do more. Life is to be lived, but life is to be lived with a ton of options. And we narrow our options down because of our own self-doubt or because of the self-doubt of somebody else interjecting into my life. Who's around you? If I'm my worst enemy with self-doubt, why have I gone and found 2 other friends to help me with it? And it's not everybody else. It's me. Go back to this. Go back to what I shared with you a few weeks ago. Perception is information that you take in through all of your senses, however you take it in. If you taste something, you perceive that thing through taste. And now your mind develops a thought of what that thing tastes like. If you hear something, you perceive sound through hearing, and then your mind, your thought process tells you what it sounds like. It brings to memory of what it sounds like. So perception comes into my thought process through my senses. So it's my perception, it's my thoughts, and from my thought process, I develop my habits. What you do every day is making you or breaking you. But it depends on my habits come from how I think, which comes from what I actually take in. Listen to me. Look at this. So taste, food. My perception through taste is I'm going to eat this because it tastes good. And my mind tells me how good it tastes. And your mind will also say, but you shouldn't be eating that. That's not good for you. But I developed the habit because I like the taste and I keep eating it. Come on here. Even though it's killing my body, even though it's destroying me, and my habits turn into what? My actions. And now the manifested actions tell me what my habits are. So your mouth has nothing to do with who you are, because my mouth will speak contrary to my thought, to my thought process. Listen, to my habits and to my actions. Your mouth will say what people want to hear, but your actions will show them who you really are. And it's because these are what my habits are every single day to produce the actions that you see. And it's my thinking, come on here, based on what I've taken in, that is really killing me. My self-doubt. My self-doubt, my self-doubt, my self-doubt, because my self-doubt says just with eating, I don't like that. I don't like the way that tastes. I just don't like vegetables. I'm not a vegetable eater, and I can't juice, and I just don't like the taste. And my thought process says, my self-doubt says, I can't eat that. I need to eat this. And my thought process is telling me, you know what? It's not good for you, but girl, it tastes good. It tastes good. It tastes good. And so I create a habit of eating bad things that are destroying me. And then my body starts to show you that it is. Because my knees start to hurt. I can barely walk, and my ankles are swelling, and my hands are swelling, and I'm having headaches, and now my back hurts, and my blood pressure is high. And now it's going to show up. It's going to show up. Perception, thinking, habits, actions. Perception, thinking, habits, and then actions. What you perceive, come on here, builds a thought process in your mind, positive or negative. But whatever you take in from your senses, it has to come through your thought process. And it's going to be positive or negative, good or bad for you. So everything that I hear, everything that I see, everything that I taste, everything that I touch, everything, all the information in front of me, you have to decide you have to kick some information out and some information I keep. Everything that I see on social media is not for me. Understand what I'm saying? Everything that you see on social media, you don't need to react to because it has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. Your perception says, I'm reading this. This is what I see. This is what I understand. This is what I think about it. And either you kick it out or you keep it. The information that I just read, it's going to either make me or it's going to break me. And if it's going to break me, I get rid of it immediately. But if it's going to make me, I keep it. Some of us even repost it. Some of us even share it again. Some of us even talk about it later. Some of us even take what's making us and we share it with other people because it's that good. But go back to the beginning. You were just fed something and then you gave it to somebody else that needed it. But what you didn't do was just read it and sit in the comfort zone and keep scrolling past it. You did something. And so self-doubt, I said, sits in that middle place. And self-doubt waits for you to take information in, waits for it to go to your thought process, and then self-doubt sits on the negative side and says, you know what, they posted that and that was about you, and you should, your feelings are hurt and you feel bad because you guys had an argument and now she on Facebook talking about you. When in actuality, she's not talking about you. She's really talking about herself. But it's not taking the information in, it's my self-doubt. Self-doubt is waiting in my thought process. That's something that would break you. That's something you should have kicked out. And what I said in the beginning, why do we draw to the negative first rather than drawing to the positive first? Why do we go to the breaking part first rather than going to the building part first? We can look at all the negative stuff in the world. And I'm just one of those people. I've experienced negative. I hear negative. I see negative. I grew up with negative. And I'm one of those people that at this point in my life, because I'm not 20 something, I'm not 30 something, I'm not 40 something, I'm 50 something. And I know now that I have the power literally to shift my thinking, to shift my thought process. And so everything I read I'm not offended by it. Everything that I hear, I'm not offended by it. I have the power to choose what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to toss out. Because if you sat and watched the news all day, it would wipe you out. You understand me? You can't watch the news all day. You get little snippets so you can stay current. You get a little social media so you can stay current, but you can't take in all of that all day. Because if you took it in all day, you'd be depressed. You'd be overwhelmed. Just what I said, self-doubt overwhelms you. You'd be overwhelmed. If all you do is sit and eat negative, just sit and eat potato chips every day for a year. Or just go to McDonald's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for a year and tell me how your body feels on December 31st. You can't just take in junk and garbage and negative and negative and negative and negative because it's what we become. And self-doubt rules our lives because of what we perceive. Not necessarily what we perceive, but how we think about what we perceive. And so if you want to shift that paradigm, be deliberate, be intentional in what you take in. If negative is around you, that means you better have a plan to be able to take something positive in every single day. If you give hours to what is negative, you need a plan in your life to be able to give hours to something that makes you strong. I have a choice. Listen, and my daughter's life taught me that. I have the power to choose. I'm going to either be the victim to this circumstance or we're going to be the victors to this circumstance. And we chose to just stand. We chose to be the victors in it. That's just what we chose. That's just what we said as a family. No, this is not going to beat us. We're going to beat this. And we're not going to beat it as victims. It's not going to be a sad story. But you got this. You have the power to choose. And life has said to us, we don't have the power to choose. We, even as Christians, have said, this is the Lord's will for my life. Read the book. We pick up cliches that we've heard in church over what the Bible actually says. And that grieves me. If there's anything that grieves me, here we are with all this power and we settle for one good service at church when this could be your life. And you get one life to live. You get one life to live. And how dare you allow your negative thinking to govern it? Sometimes we have that negative stuff on your phone, on the iPhones. I don't know the other ones, but you have a thing called the loop where you can click a playlist. You're going to play this playlist and it'll just loop if you click that. Or if you click it again and whatever song is playing, it'll loop just that one song. Some of us do that with you need to do that with your BS. Whatever your BS is, my BS is my belief system. Your BS might really be BS. But whatever your belief system is, you need to put your belief system on loop. You need to write a positive, a strong belief system, and you need to read it every day. Get to yourself and just pick up your phone, put it in your notes or something, and read who you are, where you're going, what you want to accomplish, what you want to make happen. My husband said Sunday, he's a movement by himself, but we're a force when we're together. Y'all remember that song? Write down what you want to happen in your life, whatever you want to create, whatever you want to do in society to make changes. Write down that plan and make it happen. But do this. Don't get caught up in who doesn't support it. If you're supposed to do it, you do it. And the people that are supposed to support you will support you. Someone just said to me on Saturday, well, the people that I thought I was so hurt because they didn't. It's the people that love you the most that ain't going to come the most. I get it. And I'm not mad at anybody because he didn't tell me to do it for the people that love me the most. He told me to do it for the people that need it. So don't get caught up in who doesn't support you. Don't let self-doubt come in and rob you of that. Come on here, create your belief system and stand on your belief system. And whoever you're supposed to feed, whoever you're supposed to make it happen with, they're going to show up. I'm a witness to that. That the people will show up. You got this. You got to stop doubting yourself. You got to stop doubting yourself. And whatever happened in life to you, life is going to happen to everybody. Sickness, death, and I'm not downplaying anybody's situation. Don't misunderstand me. But all of that is a part of what living is. It's just a part of life. In whatever form, you lose all your money to whatever. All of that is a part of life. But the thing is, not that those things happen to you. How will you respond to them? How am I going to respond to what happened to me? How am I going to be bigger as a result of what happened to me? How am I going to be stronger as a result of what happened to me? If nobody goes with me, if nobody shows up for me, can I still go alone? And can I still show up for myself? Can I still do what is in my spirit for me to do? Some of us have some great ideas. Some of us have some great movements in the making. And God is connecting you in this thing with the right people. Listen to me. Stay away from the people that don't see what you see. But if you got to do it and you know it gives you wings, I know for me, what I do gives me wings. It makes me feel good. And on the days that I'm not doing it, I'm like, you a trip. I was just saying to my husband, girl, ooh, she a trip. If I can get her mind, if I can keep her stable, we could do some stuff. If I can keep her focused, we could get some more books. If I could keep her focused, I was just sharing this with my husband. But on the days that I'm in it and I'm killing it. And I'm mindful to not be around the people that can't see what I'm doing. I don't care what you think I'm not qualified to do. Watch me. So my belief system is not based on the words and the support and the da-da-da-da of other people. It's based on what God put in me to do. Because what he put me in to do gives me life. It makes me feel strong. Listen, and that's why you can't stop it. That's why I can't stop it. That's why I won't quit. And when that self-doubt comes in, I push it down and go, come on, Natalie, you got this. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, make it happen. Get up and do what you're supposed to do. Get up and do this. Get up and do that. Get up and do that. Stop looking at everybody else. Stop, lose that expectation of what everybody else should be doing for you. And get an expectation of God and get an expectation of yourself. But forget about everybody else that cannot see what you're supposed to be seeing. Shake the self-doubt. Get a belief system that will take you over the top. Because some of us have a BS. Come on here. We got some BS, but it ain't the belief system. And it's keeping you distracted, and it's keeping you unfocused, and it's keeping you uncommitted. And you're not determined to make things happen. And you complain about who's not with you and who doesn't love you and who doesn't support you. You got to get a better BS. Better BS than the BS you got. The BS I'm talking about is belief system. And if you struggling, you got BS. And you know what it is. You need a belief system and not the BS that you've been believing. Because life happens to all of us. And if you're saying, you know what, Natalie, you don't understand how hard this is. I don't have to understand yours because I understand mine. You understand? And I'm not here to give you all the answers for your life. I'm not here to do that. But if you don't think you're making it, look in the mirror. Because if it happened yesterday and you woke up today, look in the mirror because you're doing it. All you got to do is get a game plan. If every day that you wake up since whatever happened in your life happened, listen, you're doing it. Nobody said that you had to do it like so-and-so. Nobody said that you had to look like so-and-so doing it. What we try to do is look like somebody else going through the kind of a similar thing that we went through. They didn't go through what you went through. And we even go to groups that kind of went through, did what, the circumstances are the same. So I draw to groups just like that. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in a group like that. A lot of times they ask me, what is the organization for parents with children, kids with cancer remission and parents? No, thank you. I don't want to be in a group. No offense to the group. The group is just not for me. It's just not for me because I'm battling my own stuff, right? And in the midst of me, I need to come out of mine and maybe I'll come back to the group then. But while I'm in the midst of mine, I don't want to support in my sorrow. I want to support in my success. Somebody's going to catch it later. I don't want support in my sorrow. You understand me? I want support in my success. Because the scripture says in Romans 8:28, all things work together for my good, for those who love God and who are the called according to his purpose. So everything in my life that happens to me, my understanding is it has to work for my good. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I didn't say I wasn't going to shed a tear. I didn't say I ain't going to ask God why. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say I wasn't heartbroken. I didn't say I didn't know what to pray because all of that happened. Didn't know what to pray. I was heartbroken. I was frustrated. I was angry. All of that. But if I kept waking up every morning, I kept asking God, what is the plan you have for me? God, you had this happen to me for a reason. So what is the reason that you're working out in me? What is it that you're trying to teach me? If every day I kept waking up and every day that you wake up, the hurt is going to be there. The disappointment's going to be there. The frustration's going to be there. I just choose to put that over here and pursue what is greater for me. What's the lesson in this? And sometimes my sorrow and my disappointment and my frustration with people and the circumstance and the situation, it can be so big that we miss the lesson. And God, I don't want to miss the lesson. If you allow this to come into my life, you're trying to show me something. You're trying to teach me something. You're trying to get me from being fed over to what I need to give. And had this circumstance not happened, this situation not come into my life, I wouldn't have been fed the way I've been fed through this situation. And I wouldn't be meeting a need that I'm meeting had this not happened to me. We miss the lesson. See, we get caught up in the why me. Why didn't my marriage work? Why did I get cancer? Why did so-and-so die? Why did it have to happen like this? Why did I lose my job? And I told you last week, if you can't handle what you're going through, you really can't handle why you're going through it. I don't want to know why. I accept it as this is his will for my life. And if he brought me to it, he's surely going to take me through it. I believe that. If he brought this to me, he's going to take me through this. And my sorrow, I refuse to feel sorrow, feel grief, feel. Somebody said, do whatever you have to do. Feel all the feels. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume you. It's our nature to feel the grief. It's our nature to feel the sorrow. It is our nature to be disappointed. It's our nature to be hurt. It is our nature to be frustrated. It's our nature to be broken. And he says, but if I allow it to break you, it's because I have a plan to build you. You got this. I'm telling you, if I allowed it to take you that low, I got a plan to bring you up higher than you were before that took you low. Listen to me. He said, if I allowed it to break you, I will also build you. And I want to build you beyond what you couldn't imagine yourself being. You got this. But all you need to do is wake up every morning. God, what should I do? Just wake up every morning. If you wake up every morning, you made it another day. Listen to me. If you wake up tomorrow, you made it another day. Okay, God, what are you trying to teach me today? If you wake up tomorrow after whatever has happened in your life, God, I made it to tomorrow. What you trying to teach me today? What is it that you want me to know today? God, I made it to the next day. What is it that you're trying to teach me today? What is it that you need me to see today? Who do you need me to meet today? Who do you need me to talk to today? I wouldn't ever be going back to Children's Hospital. Ever. But you know how many families call? I got a friend who's dark. Can you call? Can you talk? Can you go visit? Can you go see? Can you go? You know how many parents I've talked to since? And I could do like most people, just walk away and say, my daughter is healed. But I was fed that so that I could meet the need of it over here. And I get it. I get it. And every day that you get up, every day is not easy, but you got to get up and tell yourself, I got this. Just keep waking up. And every day that you wake up, tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to be better. And some days the hurt is going to come in waves and the pain is going to come in waves. But if you wake up tomorrow, tell yourself, I got this. Today I'm going to be better. And you might fall apart close to the end of the day. But if you wake up the next day, get up and tell yourself, I got this. Tomorrow I'm going to be better. Tomorrow I'm going to be better. And you keep saying that until you build a belief system that tomorrow is going to be better. Because it's not feeling better. It's feeling better. It's feeling better. It's feeling better. It's feeling better. And my soul is better. My soul is better. And every day that you get up and you say, God, help me, show me, teach me, my soul is getting better. My soul is getting better. And then I start to look for things that make me better. I don't look to the things that keep me in the place. I start to look for those things that will make me better. I get a hunger and a thirst for those things that will make me better. He says, because if we do, he says it's righteousness. He called it. He said, you shall be filled. If you have a hunger and a thirst for it, it's going to fill you up. But it's what you're perceiving. What are you reaching for? Am I reaching for the negative? People to keep me in my sorrow and people to say they understand and they can't help me come out? Am I with those people or am I with those people that say, girl, just keep getting up every morning? Feel all the feels, feel all your pain, feel all your hurt, feel all your disappointment. But tomorrow is a new day. If you get up tomorrow, you're gonna feel something different. I want to be with those people that compel me to be my best self, that push me. Not the people that hold my hand and walk with me. I want people to compel me. I want people to push me, charge me to be better. Charge me to be better. I want to be better. And you got this. I don't care how bad it looks. You cannot allow your experience of yesterday destroy your right now and where you need to go. You can't. Because if he spared you through the experience, there's something that he needs from you. Come on here, somebody. Cry all the tears. Fall out in the floor. Do whatever you got to do. Come on here. But be open to the feeding so that you can over here meet the needs. Amen. Come on here. He said this is the breaking part is the hardest part. He says, but if I break you, I got the power to build you. Listen, if I break you, I got the power to build you. Trust me. Trust me. You got it. You got this. You got this. I don't care what your history looks like. Your history has nothing to do with your destiny. It has nothing to do with it. The only reason you look back, come on here, is to grow forward. Stop reminiscing and start reflecting. How can I be better forward? Come on here. That's it. That's it. Ask him to build you. God, build me. Show me. Build me. Teach me. Show me. Make me. Mold me. Pull some things out. Move some people away. Help me to see what you need to see, what I need to see. Send the people that are supposed to be in my life. Send the people. And I love everybody, but everybody can't move you forward. Know the relationships in your life. Know what people are there for. Some people are there for your destiny. Some people are here for your present. And the people from your past are gone. Know the people in your life. I love having a good time, but listen, I love growth more. I need to be better. Think about it. You got this. Whatever you're going through, you got this. I want to share with you guys, January 25th, the lady and her bags. We're going to talk about it. The bag for the box. Join me January 25th. If you like to get tickets, you can go online to nataliekowens.com. We'll have tickets at Faith as well. Also, mentorship is starting. If you'd like to register for a mentorship for my people that can't pay the money, this is not for you. But for the people who want to go higher, be better for 2020, this is for you. Come join mentorship for 90 days and let's work the work. Let's get you to your next place. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. I don't take you for granted. Thank you for giving your time, spending your time with me. I'll be back next Tuesday. And keep in mind, remember, you got this, no matter what it looks like. You got it. I love you guys. Have a good night and God bless you. Bye-bye.